Welcome back to Yehoshua's Daf Yomi Shiur, where the Daf continues until the complete revelation of Mashiach ben David, Messiah, the son of David, may it be today, even right now. And we are holding on 61b of Chullin, with the words V'leilef me'orev, V'leilef me'orev, ma'asum treila, avkol treila. Im kein peres ve'oznia dichasev rachman alamali hashadis leitrei la achinan deis leichad mibaye. The Gemara objects, but one should derive instead from a crow, just as there a bird with two signs is not kosher, so too any other bird that has only two signs is not kosher. The Gemara responds, if so, why do I need the peres and the ozniah that the Merciful One wrote among the non-kosher birds? Now, that is established that we do not eat any bird that has two signs. Is it necessary to mention these birds which have only one? Rather, even birds that have only one sign are kosher, save those mentioned explicitly in the Torah as non-kosher. ונגמר מפרס והאוזניה אם כן אשר דכסו רחמן למלי אשר יסלי חלוך לינן דלסלי כלל מבויה אלא נשר דלסלי כלל הוא דלא תאכול עד יסלי חד אכול. The Gemara objects, but let us learn instead from the peres and the ozniah themselves that all other birds with only one sign are non-kosher. The Gemara responds, if so, why do I need the nesher that the Merciful One wrote? Now that it is established that we do not eat any bird that has one sign, is it necessary to mention the nesher, which has none? Rather, the Torah mentions the nesher to indicate that it is a nesher, which has none of the signs of a kosher bird that you shall not eat. But if you find any bird that has even one of the signs, you may eat it. Ve'ela, time in the cause of one nesher halav achi havamina leilef mi peres ve'ozniya havilei peres ve'ozniya shnei ksuvim aboyin keechad u'shnei ksuvim aboyin keechad ein melamdin. The Gemara objects, but if so, the reason for eating birds with even one sign is only that the Merciful One wrote nesher. One can infer then that, if not for this, I would say, derived from the peres and ozniah, that any bird with one sign is non-kosher. But that cannot be, since the peres and ozniah are two verses that come as one, meaning that teach the same matter, and as a rule, two verses that come as one do not teach a principle. Gemiri, Diika Bahai, Leka Bahai, Udiika Bahai, Leka Bahai. The Gemara responds, it is learned as a tradition that the sign present in this, the peres, is absent in that, the ozniah, and that which is present in that is absent in this. Accordingly, this is not a case of two verses that come as one, since each case would teach only that any other bird with only its respective sign is non-kosher. Consequently, it would have been possible to derive from them that any bird with only one sign is non-kosher. The verse therefore states nesher to indicate otherwise. Michdei esrim v'arba'i v'oistemeim havu yevshar lechadika v'hanach lecha v'hani v'havu lehu shnei kesuvim v'oyin keechad. The Gemara persists, now, there are 24 non-kosher birds mentioned in the verses. It is impossible that the one sign present in these, the peres and ozniah, respectively, is absent in all of those other birds. Consequently, the mentioning of the peres, ozniah, and the other birds constitutes two verses that come as one. If so, one could not have derived from the cases of the peres and ozniah that a bird with one sign is not kosher and the inclusion of the nesher is unnecessary. Gemiri Esrim Yarba Ifestamim Havu Yarba Simonim Tirasa Hade Bichulu Esrim Mehen Shloisha Utrei Beoirev Chab Beperes Chab Beoznia Di Sebehale Sebeha Mahu de Timalelef Mine Kosiv Rachmano Nesher Nesher de Les Lokal U de La Techal Ha Iko Dis Lechad Echol. The Gemara responds, it is learned as a tradition that there are 24 non-kosher birds and 4 signs of a kosher bird. The same 3 signs can be found in all of them, with the exception of either the Peres or the Ozniyah. 20 of them have all 3 signs, and 2 of those signs can be found in a crow. 1 sign is found in a Peres and 1 in an Ozniyah. And the sign present in this absent in that, meaning one of them has the 4th sign, which is absent from the other 23 non-kosher birds, lest you say, derive from it, that any other bird with only that sign is non-kosher. The Merciful One wrote about the nesher to indicate it is a nesher which has none of the signs of a kosher bird that you shall not eat. But if there is any bird that has even one of the signs, you may eat it. Ela toirin de kosev Rachman lamali Amar Rav Ukva bar Chama lekorban Amar Rav Nachman. The Gemara asks, but if one learns from nesher that a bird with even one sign is kosher, why do I need the doves that the Merciful One wrote are kosher, which have all 4? Rav Ukva bar Chama said the dove was not mentioned to teach that it is kosher, but rather to teach that it is the only bird fit to be sacrificed as an offering. Rav Nachman says